1990s, two teams were serious rivals, Al-Hikmi and Al-Riyadi. In 1998, Al-Riyadi made it through.
Hello there, good afternoon. You're watching ABC News. This is ABC Midday. I am Eric Chinibuamelo. Coming up in the headlines. The Accra High Court has set tomorrow, January 1, 2025, to rule on landmark case on recollation of parliamentary results for the 4 constituencies. So, the Ashanti region has confirmed its first cholera cases, with 5 individuals affected across 3 districts. We will engage with public health experts on this worrying situation. And later in the bulletin, with few hours to 31st night service, churches have found creative and catchy phrases to advertise the 31st night service. But are people influenced by these adverts? Stay tuned for that conversation. And later in business, the Ghana Airport Company Limited has revealed to full details of the significant debt owed by McDan Aviation, which led to the closure of its private jet terminal at Kotoka International Airport. And later on the international front, a South Korean court has approved an arrest warrant for President Yoon Suk, who has been impeached and suspended from power over his decision to impose marital law. The details of the bulletin starts now, Tuesday. You're welcome to the program once again. You're watching ABC News. I'm Eric Chinibuamelo. The news is streaming live on YouTube, ABC News Ghana. Let us know what you think about the stories. Again, you can stream us live on our website. That's abcnewsgh.com. You know what you think about it. Let's begin with some legal matters. And Accra High Court has set January 1, 2025 to deliver its ruling on the National Democratic Congress objection to Mandamus application filed to compel the Electoral Commission to collate parliamentary results from 4 constituencies, the Okankwe Central, Tema Central, Tachimon South and Ablekuma North, from the December 2024 election. At the hearing presided over by Justice Fosenba Japan, NDC counsel Godwin Ediji Temoklo argued that the Mandamus application was essential, an election petition in disguise, questioning the court's jurisdiction. He insisted that the appropriate to challenge election results was through a petition as outlined in Section 16 and 20 of the Representation of the People's Law 1992. Mr. Tamaklo asserted that the elections and declarations had already been made and any claims of misconduct or intimidation affecting the result should be addressed through an election petition, not a mandamus application. In response, the applicant's counsel, Gary Nimakut refuted the objection, stating that the provisions cited by Mr. Tamaklo did not apply since the result of the affected constituencies had not been gazetted. He argued that the EC had failed to fulfill its constitutional duty under CI 127 to collate and declare the result, making the mandamus application valid. EC counsel Justin Amenuvo further questioned how the NDC's objection could be addressed without reviewing the affidavits. Underscoring the complexity of the case, the court's decision on the objection will determine whether the case proceeds as a mandamus application or requires an election petition. Well, still in court, the National Democratic Congress has challenged the jurisdiction of the High Court to hear the mandamus application filed by the New Patriotic Party. According to the head of legal affairs of the NDC, Godwin Eduji Tamaklo, the application was an attempt at challenging the validity of the election result without using the right approach. He stated that per Section 16 and 20 of the Representation of People's Law, PNDC Law 284, as amended, it is only by a petition that the result of an election can be challenged. They contended that any attempt to do so through any prerogative writ such as mandamus is a way of circumventing a proper hearing to be made or done by evidence. Now he submitted further that the procedure of the petition outlined under Section 16 and 20 must take precedence over Order 54 of CI 47, which makes room for judicial review applications such as this. The court is expected to deliver its final verdict on the matter on Wednesday, January 1, 2024. And we wanted to have a conversation on the back of that, but we are unable to reach our resource person, a legal and constitutional expert. But we will try in the course of the bulletin. As and when we do engage the lawyer, we will also try to have a better understanding about the legalities involved and also what this means. But away from that, let's do matters related to education. And Patrick Apia Dankwa, the Deputy Director of IFES, says the free SHS policy should be revised. According to him, the government should allow other stakeholders to contribute to the running of the free SHS program because it cannot continue running it, which has led to poor management and reduction in the quality of education. He believes that the parents should be allowed to contribute to the education of the wards with contributors on board, and free SHS program would be successful. Mr. Apia Danko said this on ABC in the morning.
To review the free SHS immediately, because when you look at all the aspects of cost and all the areas of cost, government tried as much as possible to centralize government expenditure, and we have been talking about some significant decentralization so that costs can be managed well, and hopefully draw in all the stakeholders, including parents, so that they can also make some meaningful contribution. So we believe, if you look at what happened with the WASI results that was delayed unduly because of government's delayed payment, and if you look at the government's inability to throw in money for the sustenance and maintenance of the aspects of free SHS, we need to have a comprehensive review as soon as possible so that it will give a guide or working document to the incoming government, and we can have probably a better way of managing our free senior high school.
On still on education, the University of Ghana has urged prospective students to verify the application details before January 3, 2024. Deadline following the release of the 2024 WASSCE result. The university's Academic Affairs Directorate has advised candidates to log into the University Ghana application portal to confirm the accuracy of their personal information. This includes full names, date of birth, and examination details such as index numbers, as well as the month and year of the exams. Applicants are also reminded to review the cutoff aggregate for the 2023-2024 academic year, which are available on the university's admission website, as these will help guide program choices. Prospective students can obtain e-vouchers from designated banks or through the USSD code, and that's the *8879# on all mobile networks. It is important to note that the application portal will close at midnight on Friday, January 3, 2024. The University of Ghana encourages all applicants to carefully review their details and ensure the application are complete and accurate before deadline. Let's do more stories here on ABC News. I am Eric Melo. Once again, we stream live on YouTube. Follow us. Let's know what you think about the story. But still away from education, the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture has announced the temporary closure of the Independence Square and its environs in preparation for the swearing-in ceremony of President-elect John Dramani Mahama. The closure would take effect from midnight on December 31, 2024, and will remain in the place until January 8, 2025, according to the statement issued by the Deputy Minister Mark Okreko-Mantey. To facilitate, this facility will be condoned off by national security to facilitate arrangement for the inauguration ceremony. The ministry has urged the public and tourists to take note of the closure and comply with the directives. So let's quickly read through what the statement says. It says notice of closure of the Independence Square and its environs in line with preparation towards the swearing-in ceremony of the President-elect, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama of the Fourth Republic of Ghana. The public and tourists are hereby informed that with effect from the midnight of 31st December 2024, 8th January 2025, the Independence Square and its environs will be closed. The facilities will be cordoned off by national security. The general public and tourists are to take note and comply with the directive signed by the Honorable Deputy Minister Mark Okreko-Mantey and under the auspices of the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture. Let's now shift our attention to the Ashanti region. And in the Ashanti region, it has confirmed its first cholera case with 5 individuals affected across 3 districts. Setre South District has recorded the highest number with 3 cases, while Kumasi and Bekwai each have confirmed case. As of December 28, 2024, out of 28 suspected cases, laboratory test confirmed 5 as positive for cholera. The region now joins the Western, Greater Accra and Central regions, which have also experienced recent cholera outbreak. Nationwide, there have been 4,155 suspected cases since October 2024, with 35 fatalities as of December 23, 2024. In response to the outbreak, health authorities in the Ashanti region have increased surveillance and preparedness efforts. An emergency meeting was held at the Public Health Emergency Operations Center with key stakeholders, including representatives from the Food and Drug Authority, Environmental Health Officers, Water and Sanitation Department, and District Health Directors. The Ashanti Region Health Directorate has implemented the following measures to contain the spread of the cholera. So the Directorate says that it is intensifying disinfection of homes with confirmed cases, again, isolation of affected individuals and contact tracing. It is also enhancing public health surveillance and response to coordination with district teams and also activating the public health emergency committees in the affected areas. Now, initial assessments in Bekwai and Setre South have shown that all confirmed cases were localized in specific areas with no evidence of individuals using public restrooms, led by Dr. Fred Adamakon Boateng, the Regional Health Directorate. It's also ramping up on public awareness campaign and providing training for healthcare workers on identifying and managing cholera cases. Cholera was first reported in the Western region earlier this year, where more than 100 cases were documented, resulting in 15 deaths. To engage Western Regional, we're also trying to engage with Samuel Arthur, who is a public health expert, to better understand why this is occurring again. As you know, in the Western region, some cases of cholera outbreak was recorded not long ago. Also in the Greater Accra region, quite some staggering numbers show. Now that's gotten to the Ashanti region, it has become, in fact, it is an epidemic already. But according to public health officials, this is an alarming situation, which even during the festive season, especially in the Western region, it has been particular about. And there was even a ban of vegetable sales in the Western region. And as we speak now, the Ashanti region also has recorded its first cases. In fact, 5 cases have been recorded over there, but probably as and when we do engage with the health experts, maybe we can also better understand what is happening and how best we as we as citizens can also get ourselves prepared for the doom or perhaps the danger that awaits us for this particular conversation. And we have been joined by Mr. Samuel Arthur, who is a health expert. Sir, good afternoon and welcome to the program this afternoon.
Good afternoon to you and your cherished listeners, and good to have me.
So the latest development from the Ashanti region is quite worrying. And should the Ghana Health Service consider declaring it a public health emergency at this rate, since it is not just peculiar in the Ashanti region? We saw what ensued in the Western region, in the Greater Accra region. Should we declare this as an emergency at this rate?
So thank you for the opportunity once again. I am careful with the issue of declaring an emergency or otherwise. But for me, then it will. So why is it taking us a very long time for us to declare a state of emergency? Because we don't need 2, 3, 4, 5 regions to begin to show signs of this epidemic before. When we saw the issue of Takwadi, that was enough for us to declare a state of emergency. So that's a signal to all the various health posts, health points, the various chains, the things within the health sector. So everybody will be up and alert. I'm not surprised that we have.
Hello, Dr. Samuel.
Hello.
Yeah, we're trying to, grapple with your sound because it's not better. Well, I believe it's okay now.
Yes.
If you can please position yourself properly.
Sorry. Is it better now?
Absolutely. Continue, sir.
Great. So what it is I guess if we are now of the state of emergency, it's kind of a big. For me, if more than 30 people, more than 30 cases have been reported today, and of mobility one place. That's right. Of emergency.
Hello, Doc. Hello, Doc. Hello, Doc. Hello, Dr. Sam.
No, so bad. I sorry, can you hear me?
Kindly shift yourself, just a bit for us so we can. It looks like the network is not favoring us at all.
Is it okay now?
Better.
Wonderful. So I guess this state of emergency is coming late. We should have sounded this long ago, and that would have gone a long way to trigger the kind of actions that would have been taking place to avert the possible spread.
Doc, again, yeah, I mean, yes, can you hear me, Doc?
Yes, I can.
So as we speak now, there have been some vaccinations in some of the affected areas. For instance, in the western region, there were some vaccinations also. Quite some recent happenings also in the greater Accra region. But can the Ghana Health Service also use this to prevent further spread in other regions? How are we also, or the Ghana Health Service also making sure that other regions are not affected with this, new cases?
Yeah, so I'm careful not to jump on the head of the Ghana Health Service, because you see, this is a behavioral thing. It is not like, excuse me, to see COVID that people did not have a choice about. But with cholera, it's about personal hygiene, it's about people observing certain practices that can help them to prevent the infection. So it's more of a community thing. But if Ghana Health Service had sounded this alarm earlier, then we could have activated the community responses, community education, the mass media approach, and the one-on-one approach. Now, as I speak to you, I'm in the eastern region, but there's nothing like any kind of education or alert on cholera. Maybe we are waiting for cholera to come to the east also before.
Are we to blame the Ghana Health Service for the lack of sensitization and public education on the awareness of cholera?
Squarely, yes, of course, because education, sensitization, that is what can trigger. One, will let people become aware, and when people become aware, we can begin to look at what practices they can maintain to avoid the infection and then also further spread of the infection. So for me, it's a shame that around this time of in our life as a country, we are still dealing with cholera, and cholera shows up in one region, and we wait till now it is spreading to other regions. It's a shame.
Then again, it begs the question. Okay, continue before I ask my next question.
The onus actually also lies on us, the individual, the citizenry, community people. It is time we begin to take our lives into our hands. So, because what you ask yourself, what basically is cholera? So people are eating or people are consuming fecal matter, and how is that happening? So let's go back to the hand washing with soap, the running water with soap, the hand washing systems that actually all that we invested in. You can go back even to the Ministry of Health. Most of them are not functioning now. So just like the vulture, when it's about to rain, we run around to fix things. And when the rain stops, we leave our house and we are always homeless. It's a shame.
Dr. Sam, definitely it looks like the country has to prepare for some doom that awaits us. But let's look at the health facilities. Given that there's an increase in the suspected cholera cases, and today we have reported some 5 cases, we don't expect to see more cases being recorded in part of the country. But again, how equipped is the healthcare system? Facilities for this potential surge, just in case it happens?
So sorry, I can hardly hear you.
Doc, so I was trying to ask from you, given the increased suspected cholera cases, how well equipped is the healthcare system in handling the potential surge in the cases?
Okay, great. So the system has a role in place. For those cases which are clinical, people need to show up at the facility before they are diagnosed. But we need the communities where people may have the...
Unfortunately, it looks like Dr. Sam, okay, I believe he's back now, but viewers, you have to forgive us for the poor sound quality. We're trying to reposition network, and so we can have a better conversation on this particular cholera outbreak. As I said earlier, it has become, in fact, it is an epidemic. Shanti region has recorded 5 cases alone. Our producers will work again to get Dr. Samuel Arthur back on the line so we can have further conversations on this. We wanted to understand how prepared the health facility is preparing itself for this outbreak. It has happened in some parts of the greater Accra region. Again, it has also confirmed some staggering cases in the western region, and the Ashanti region has also confirmed its first cholera cases, with 5 individuals affected across the 3 regions. In Setre South District, for instance, it has recorded the highest number with 3 cases, while Kumasi and Bekwai each have 1 confirmed cases as of December 28, 2024. Now, out of that 28 suspected cases, laboratory tests confirmed 5 as positive for cholera. And the region now joins the Western region and Greater Accra, as I said earlier, including the Central region, which have also experienced recent cholera outbreak. There have been about some numbers, which is about 4,115 suspected cases since October 2024, with 35 facilities at that. Dr. Samuel, well, viewers, Dr. Samuel is back on the line, and this time I believe the network is quite better. Doctor, welcome back again. We're continuing from looking at the how equipped the facilities in terms of healthcare system is prepared for the potential surge in this case. Should it happen?
Yeah. Oh yes, I guess for the cases that show up at the various facilities, with the training and the kind of staffing that we have, we are sure to pick it up and deal with it. But the problem I have is, what time, you see, when people report at the facility can take care of it. But for the cases that actually stay within the community, that do not get to the facility, that becomes a problem. And that's why we need to step up the education. The other bit is we need to be careful we will stem this tide, because if we have virtually the entire community getting infected, it means then we need to get a facility to be able to admit. And we know most of our hospitals and health centers don't even have beds. We know nursing mothers are struggling to get places even to sleep. So we need to nip this in the bud as much as quickly as possible, so that we don't get the numbers increasing at the OPD and then also virtually within the facility itself.
Sam, looking at the numbers, and I mean, just as you said, that this also is about public education, but let's also take it into our day-to-day activity. Is it that we as the citizens or individuals do not also prioritize our health care? In fact, we don't really pay attention to certain things regarding to hand washing and eating foods that are not supposed to be eaten at the wrong time. In fact, some people even do not know the food to eat at what point, and in fact we don't even know the difference between a contaminated food and a poisonous food, or a potential poisonous food. But what can you also say to citizens and individuals who probably do not prioritize their health before we also look at other aspects in terms of blaming institutions?
Right. Yes, I guess as individuals we all have a responsibility to take our health seriously. And for me, in times like this, it's only just pertinent that people make sure that they wash their hands regularly and make sure they wash it under running water and soap. People need to make sure that when they are eating food, if they are buying food, they are buying it from a joint or a place where the food is very hot, and then also within a clean environment. There are other factors that individuals may not have any role to play. For example, we need the city authorities to also ensure that food vendors and other people who cook food and sell, people who sell water and other things we consume, they do it in a manner that they do not spread diseases. So we just also have to be sure that the various metropolitan authorities, they are licensing the right people and making sure that, and doing the right monitoring to be sure that people who are cooking in the right environment, and then they are not spreading diseases.
Doc, before I let you go, in this conversation, what strategy should the Ashanti region and other affected, regions with cholera outbreak, adopt to prevent the future cholera outbreak?
So just like when a thief enters your town, we need to sound the alarm. So we need to begin to talk about it. Radio is good that you are talking to me. The radio media houses need to pick it up. And then also the Ghana Health Service has to empower its volunteers and other civil society organizations that they work with to go into the community, to do community sensitizations, and also to ensure that places where they have found the infection or persons who have been infected, they can trace them to their communities, do the right contact tracing, and then also ensure that people know that we have this situation, and for that matter, we all need to work together to prevent it. So education, awareness creation. this is what we need to do now. Once people become aware, we'll be careful about what we eat and what we do.
And would you say that the Ministry of Health has a role to play in this? Definitely it has, right?
Yes, of course. So for now, with the situation we have there, I am sure the ministry is up. The ministry should be able to deal with it. And also the fact that they are able to pick the signals. You see, you have a surveillance system within the health service. And if it is able to respond to some of this, to be able to pick up some of the diseases, it is good. But of course, there's more we can still do to equip our health facilities.
Dr. Sam Arthur, we are grateful for your time this afternoon.
Grateful for your time.
Dr. Samuel Arthur is a public health analyst, and we have engaged him on the back of the recent development from the Ashanti region, which has recorded 5 new cases in that region. Well, as you listen to this conversation, I hope you took something from it. Stay safe, and just before you take in something into your system, wash it thoroughly, wash your hands, so you don't also contract cholera, because it has become an epidemic, which if you're not careful, you can also get that disease. But away from that, let's move straight to Boko. There have been a heavy security presence in Boko as historic Kosal Festival stampede commenced today. It is believed that heavy security presence is because of chieftaincy issues in the area. However, ahead of the festival, the Kusasi unveiled a historic statue in honor of the revered overlord Naba Abu Gargo Asogo II. The monument, according to the Kusas, is a commemoration of the chief's 40 years on the paramount skin of Kusau. It is also situated at the Boko Highway, a central part of the territory. The ceremony is expected to bring hundreds and thousands of natives together to perform cultural dance from all parts of the Kusau. Is there, and we will go there to pick some updates on what is happening in that particular region. Quite some beautiful tradition display, but we want to also at least appreciate the cultural values that this means to the people of Kusau. Also noting that Boko in recent times has been dominating in the news for some quite not so good reasons. There was some curfew that was been given to them, but this is something that probably brings the community back together, and perhaps other addressing issues that the community has to speak to, or the conversation that matters have to be engaged. But we'll try and have to get our correspondent over there, Major Ababiri, is Boko, and we will try again to connect properly with him. But let's watch how this beautiful display of culture in Boko and how beautiful this celebration really means to them. Beautiful cultural display over there. We'll try again to reconnect with our Upper East regional correspondent to help us understand what this means to the people of Kusau. But still in celebration mood as countdown to the new year begins, across the street light up with colorful billboards and posters, each vying for attention. Bold slogans like Crossover Night, Night of Prophecy and Divine Encounter promise unforgettable experiences to ring in the new year. These eye-catching ads are more than just marketing. They are all called to faith and a beacon of hope and an invitation to reflect on the past year while stepping into next within the purpose. But do these creative advertising make any difference or has any influence in congregants? Andy Opondenchi has filed this report.
One end, Accra comes alive with faith and excitement. The streets are buzzing and everywhere you look, colorful billboards and posters catch your eye. They are all announcing 31st Watch Night services with themes like Crossover into Divine Settlement, Kairos Experience, and Night of Vengeance. Each one promises a unique experience to welcome the new year with hope and prayer. As the sun sets, people from all walks of life begin to gather at churches across the city. Families, friends, and even those who walk alone troop into these places of worship. But how much of this turnout is influenced by those eye-catching billboards and posters?
Somebody like you, doesn't have the way. Why? Because I'm a Christian and most of the times, 31st night, I go to church. So when I see billboards, like in the way of inviting people or doesn't because I know I want and I think it's fine. Sometimes there are some people too that it can have influence on them. Exactly. After that one, maybe you can remember today 31st or 31st, you have to be there.
31st night in there, and then we are the night boss never say or mother back one. And the city, I say, I don't know, yeah, fine. Fine, that's the first night, and again, I have Jesus Christ, and I can ask him, and found baby, I'll pass. Sorry, it does answer me if I'm not saying yes. Baby, or Yakumamo, so we did say young coupon was as on was a book. Now, I see your Prambono, the GDA Coneco Bompire, and I didn't say young coupon of the two. And from so much is the astronomy F in Korean DIF, so no, we stand at the Onista. Because Bible see. If you have me and I made up for that country and if you have no, just we will stand as a Winniska. One year, you went to the baby of a couple bomb piano. Me a short and young bomb bet you.
We can remember quite sorry. But me, Majumantino, Minapa and Parson, the 31st night. I was some force, I'm a bomb pioneer, Chile, now who wants to me or my gun.
I'll say rather than bore me. Yes, me and I rather than open and some found to Christo. Yeah, I won't put the common. Christo knew a blabuma.
Yeah, it influenced me a lot to go to church this night. And then, for me, no, I would say I'm not a Christian, but today is 31st. I have to go to church so that I'll be able to enter next year, and then this will change for me. So this billboard moves me a lot of things.
Amidst these aggressive advertising, the 31st night is more than just a church service. It's a time to reflect, to unite, and to step
church this night. And then, for me, no.
Time to reflect, to unite, and to step boldly into a new beginning. As they
Well, I don't know about you, but simply put, 31st is all about you and your God. I don't believe in... Well, that's people's opinion. But let's know what you think about it in the comment section, whether or not you're also influenced about some of the billboards you see displayed on your various standpoints and, you know, published in some magazines and other aspects. But that was Andy Opondenchi's report. But away from that, we're back with some business news to stay. The Ghana Airport Company Limited has revealed the full details of the significant debt owed by Magdan Aviation, which led to the closure of its private jet terminal at Kotoka International Airport on Monday, December 30, 2024. The outstanding debt totaling 3,995,622.66 million US dollars and Ghana city, which is equivalent to 13,523.37, includes land leases, terminal fees, and rental charges accumulated over time. Now, despite repeated notices and as of December 25 deadline for settlement, Magdan Aviation has yet to clear the majority of the amount. Magdan Aviation, however, contested the debt figures, claiming that 2 million of the reported amount related to a disputed land acquisition currently under litigation. So here is the breakdown of the arrears, and includes Terminal 1 rent and fees, which is 640,232.48 million Ghana cedis. Again, Block Factory, Spinkters Road, 1,160,827.23 US dollars, which is about 5.66 acres of land over them. Airport Logistics Building in Spinkters Road, 10.63 acres. It amounts to 2,168,266.75 US dollars. Now, in terms of Courier Enclave, which is about 0.59 acres, it's also amounted to 8,140 US dollars. Cargo Village Offices, 18,156.20 US dollars, which is equivalent to 13,523.37 Ghana cedis. And additionally, Magdan Aviation is required to pay the Ghana Airport Company Limited 15% shares of the gross revenue as monthly revenue returns from September 1, 2022 to November 30, 2024, which remains outstanding. Now, while Magdan acknowledges the dispute over the land, Ghana Airport Company Limited pointed out that Magdan has already developed the land and is benefiting from rental proceeds without paying ground rent. The Ghana Airport Company Limited emphasized that earlier payment plans suggested by Magdan in 2020 had failed and is now demanding full payment of outstanding balance. That's all for business, but we're not done. Let's go back to our earlier story in Boko, where we brought you some reports that there is some tradition happening in Boko, and Upper East Regional Correspondent is back on the line, Major Apabri, who is our Boko Regional Correspondent. If you can hear me, just give us the atmosphere in that particular area and what is expected to happen today.
When you look at the atmosphere in Baku, currently the place is peaceful. There is no, for the past week, we have not experienced any incident of shooting or any criminal activity. But for the past 3 days, that has been the climax of the place has been busy with military and various security services at every corner of Baku. So the place has been peaceful. Look at the summer peace celebration. Today, summer peace marks the 7th celebration. It would have been the 38th, but 1 year like that, it was not observed. So this year is the 7th celebration of this year's summer peace. It has been, in fact, the place is being occupied by we are seeing people everywhere celebrating because of this festival. And it is not celebrated by just the people of the Upper East alone. The Asante has sent a delegation over 80 people to come and witness this Samanti. We also have a celebration, a delegation by the chief of Gabon to also support the Bokunaba in this year's celebration.
Yeah, I can hear you. So, I mean, the background noise alone tells it all, and I can actually imagine how the celebration is going. But walk us through in terms of security arrangements at the festival ground and the whole Boko Township as it stands now.
In terms of security?
Yeah, I mean, I was asking if you can walk us through the security arrangements at the festival grounds and in the Boko Township as it stands in terms of this celebration.
Yes, some 2 days ago, government deployed additional military to augment the existing military men in Boku. And it is not just the military alone. We have the Ghana Police Service, the prison service, the immigration service, and the various security services augmenting the work of the military. So when you look at the ground, every corner, even on top of you can see military men climbing there. They are very alert, observing if there is any bad person trying to come to attack or to commit any crime. So when it comes to security, everywhere there is peace. We are not accepting any foul play in terms of security today.
Yeah, you talk about the fact that the Asantehene Otumfuo Assetutu has sent some dignitaries to represent him. So what other dignitaries are expected to grace the festival today?
Please, your question again?
Yeah, I was asking that aside from Asantehene sending a delegation over to the festival, who are the expected dignitaries also to grace this festival?
Yes, we also have a delegation from Gabon. That is from Ghana. His delegation is also here. We have chiefs across the whole Ghana. It's not only I'm talking of the big paramount, but when it comes to the delegation, they are across the entire country. All the chiefs are sent the delegation. And we can also see the Kusaki community in Accra, Kumasi, Takwa, Takrazi, all over. They are also here with their people to partake in this year's Samanti Festival. The regional minister who is representing the President of the Republic just arrived a few minutes ago to represent the President of the Republic, Nana Addo-Dankwa. We also have the MP for Boku Central, Mahama Ayarga, and his colleagues also present currently. So what is left now, we are now waiting for Jubran, that is the chief of Boku, to come out for the climax of the Samanti Festival.
Major, for people who may not really know or understand this festival, how important is this celebration to the people of Boko?
Yes. The festival, when it started, let's say 100 years ago, but it was celebrated locally. When I say locally, it was celebrated at the household level. But the current chief of Boku, Jubran, he came out with the finding that it is better they normally, when it is even done at the household level, they come together at Boku, that happens to be the capital of the South area, to do the celebration. So the importance is that at the end of the festival, at the end of every family season, every household normally have their Samanti festival to thank their ancestors, their gods, for guiding them through their farming and rearing successfully throughout the whole year. So when it is done at the household level, the people, the various people in the Kusau area normally come to Jubran, that is the chief of the chief of the paramount chief of the Kusau traditional area, to also do a clamor, that is to have a different festival. And this festival is just geared at thanking the gods of the area for aiding them to farm come without any incident. So that is the main aim of summer peace. But that is how it started all about.
And Major, finally, before I let you go, recently we know that Boko has been in the news for some quite not good reasons. There was some curfew imposed on the people in the township of Boko. But in terms of this celebration, how are people using this festival to also achieve some kind of settlement in terms of long-lasting peace in that area?
Yes, when you look at last year's summer peace, the theme was unity. The theme for the festival last year was unity of purpose for development. But the youth is yet to come out with his, let's say, his speech. So I don't know how it is. But the festival is aimed at bringing everybody. When you look at Boku is a cosmopolitan town. You have the dishes, you have the motifs, you have the baptism, and other minor tribes. So the aim of the festival is to bring all these tribes together with the society to live in peace and unity. So that the business that Boku used to do will bounce back again.
Major, thanks for this current information you're giving to us, and of course, give us more updates as and when there's more to report on. Upper East Region correspondent Major Apabi is there live, and as you can see, I mean, beautiful display of culture over there. The background and the razzmatazz over there, quite some beautiful display of culture over there. But that's all. We'll be back with some sports Tuesday. And in sports, the Premier League continue in the new year with mouth-watering fixtures across 9 centres. In the first weekend of 2025, Giant Hatfield host Barton Club Legon Cities in the Capital Derby on Friday, December 3, 2024 at the University of Ghana Stadium to start off matches in the new year. Kickoff starts with 18 GMT, that's 6 p.m. local time. Third place, Gold Stars FC entertain Brokum Chelsea on Saturday's only Premier League match at the Dance Park in Bebianim. The remaining 7 matches will take place across the country on Sunday, December 5, 2024. Mediama SC take on Asante Kotoko in the top lineup of the weekend at the TNA Stadium in Takwam, while the league leaders Hearts of Lions will be tested at the Infilm Bechim United. The match will also take place at the Nana Jiabo Park, and the Nations FC returns to the Dr. Kwame Che Sports Complex in Abrankesi to battle Premier League New Boys Basaka Holy Stars, while Young Apostles host Karela United in Wenchin. Vision FC hosts Sotriman FC at the Ni Ejay Kraku, the second sports complex, and FC Simitex 1996 travel to Adriana FC, while Dreams FC entertain Accra Lions at the Tuba AstroTurf on Sunday. We're back with some international updates. A South Korean court on Tuesday approved an arrest warrant for President Yoon Suk Yeol, who has been impeached and suspended from power over his decision to impose martial law on December 3. Investigating authorities said the Corruption Investigation Office for high-ranking officials confirmed the Seoul Western District Court approved the warrant requested by investigators examining Yoon's short-lived imposition of martial law. Now, this is the first arrest warrant issued for an incumbent president in South Korea. According to local media, the current arrest warrant is viable until January 6th. Once it is exercised, Yoon is expected to be detained in Seoul Detention Center, and Yoon is facing criminal investigation on allegations that he was the leader of an and insurrection is one of the few charges for which a Korean president does not have immunity. South Korea Presidential Security Service said in a statement on Tuesday that it will treat the arrest warrant according to due process. The court also approved a search warrant for Yaun's resident. The acting leader of South Korea's ruling People Party, Kwon Seong-jong, said on Tuesday that attempting to detain a sitting president is inappropriate. And in multinational stories, Mozambique opposition leaders said Sunday demonstration against the outcome of October 8 presidential election would be suspended this week due to allow humanitarian and international bodies a chance to assess the state of human rights in the country. Speaking on Facebook broadcast on Sunday, Vinicio Mondelin said he was announcing a 5-day reprieve to facilitate the entry of regional cross into Mozambique. He said a group of former heads of state in northern Africa were interested in mediating the end of the impasse. On November, South African authorities temporarily closed the country's Lubumbo border crossing with Mozambique after protesters touched vehicles of Mozambique side of the frontier. Last week, Mozambique's top court upheld the victory of Daniel Chapo of the ruling Frelimo party, albeit with the reduced margin. More than 250 people have been killed in clashes since rallies against the election outcome began in October. Local civil society groups say most of the victims are due to gunfire from security forces. We are back with some entertainment news Tuesday. An entertainment highlife legend Midday and his team were involved in a road accident around 1:50 a.m. on Sunday, December 29, 2024, between the Palm and Winneba. The team was traveling from Takoradi following a performance at the Takoradi City Mall to Aguna Swedro for their next show. They were rushed to the Winneba Hospital for first aid. Despite the ordeal, Midday attempted to honor a Kumasi performance later in the morning but was unable to perform due to the strain. His band stepped in to deliver a memorable show on his behalf. Management has apologized to fans, especially in Kumasi, for the inconvenience and expressed gratitude for the prayers and support. They assured fans of strong comeback after recovery. A statement reads in part quoting, "We asked for a few days to recover fully and promise to return stronger, energized and ready to deliver the legendary performance for you and your love." Quite some very sad news. We wish him a speedy recovery, and we hope that the entire team is safe and back stronger, as the letter says. But that's all for the package this afternoon. Once again, we appreciate the fact that you stayed with us all through from 2024 till now, today that we end in the program, especially from the entire news team and the entire production team and the whole management team of ABC News Ghana. We appreciate you, our viewers, for being so consistent in terms of viewing us. We appreciate the fact that you also give us some feedback anytime we fought or we go astray a bit, but we apologize for any hitches we might have caused to you this particular year. But we promise you an exciting viewership experience come 2025. Anticipate something special from the news team, the morning show, and other programs lined up for this 2025. Again, we wish you a happy Christmas. We pray that God see you through in your endeavors, and back 2025 we all bounce back in good energy and style. I am Eric Chinibuamelo. Do you want to catch us again probably tomorrow or next? Well, tomorrow is a holiday. We're back again after the holidays, but that's all for the package this afternoon. Good afternoon.